I'm 72 years old, and I need you to hear this before you convince yourself you still have plenty of time. I used to believe that too. I thought wisdom would arrive automatically with gray hair and retirement checks. I thought one day I'd wake up and suddenly understand what mattered. That day didn't come with fireworks. It came quietly on an ordinary morning when the house was too still and the coffee tasted colder than usual. It was February 11th, 2026. I was standing in my kitchen in Omaha, Nebraska, staring at a dent in the hardwood floor where my son used to drop his backpack after school. The same dent I used to complain about fixing. The dent is still there. He isn't. He's grown now, lives in Denver, has a life of his own that doesn't revolve around this house anymore. The house that once felt loud and chaotic now echoes when I walk through it. And sometimes I swear I can still hear the slam of that back door in the afternoons. That's when it hit me. You don't lose your life all at once. You lose it in pieces, in moments you barely notice slipping past you. At 34, I was convinced I was building something meaningful, something that would secure our future and prove I was doing it right. I was sitting in a boardroom in Minneapolis, arguing over a deal that felt urgent, important, essential, like the whole quarter depended on it. My phone buzzed nonstop. My calendar was packed. People respected me, or at least I thought they did. That same night, my daughter Lily had her first school concert, wearing a blue dress Ellen helped her pick out. There's a photo somewhere of her standing on stage, squinting into the audience, searching for someone. She was searching for me. I wasn't there. I told myself it was temporary. I told myself I was doing it for the family. Temporary stretched longer than I expected, and the concerts kept happening without me. Here's the part nobody tells you when you're climbing. The ladder never hugs you back. The applause fades faster than you think, and the conference room empties quicker than your ego can adjust. The deal you lose sleep over will not remember you, but your absence will be remembered, especially by the people who needed you most. I didn't see it happening. That's the danger. Regret doesn't arrive loudly. It accumulates quietly while you're busy explaining why you can't be somewhere, telling yourself you'll make it up next time. My wife Ellen used to wait up for me on the couch with the TV volume low so she wouldn't wake the kids. At first she'd ask about my day and actually listen to the answer. Later she'd just smile and say she was glad I made it home safe. Eventually she stopped waiting up, not because she stopped caring, because she adapted to the pattern I kept repeating. That's how distance grows in a marriage, not with dramatic fights, with small adjustments, with lowered expectations, with silence where conversation used to be, and with nights that feel longer than they should. There was a man I worked with named Daniel Harper. He was driven, ambitious, always chasing the next target like it was personal. He talked constantly about taking his son on a fishing trip to Montana once things slowed down, said it every quarter like a promise he meant to keep. There was always another quarter to close, another client to impress, another bonus on the line. Daniel had a heart attack at 58. The fishing trip happened without him. His son posted pictures online of the mountains and the lake. I remember staring at those photos and feeling something I couldn't name at the time. Now I can. It was fear, and maybe a little recognition. Later feels safe. Later sounds responsible. Later feels like you're planning wisely and thinking long term. But later is a promise you're not in control of, no matter how organized your calendar is. At 51, I closed the biggest deal of my career in Chicago. Steak dinner, handshakes, whiskey glasses clinking. My boss told me I had made it, like I'd crossed some invisible finish line. I believed him for about 4 hours. That night, I stood alone in a hotel room overlooking Lake Michigan and felt nothing. No pride, no satisfaction, just emptiness that didn't care how successful I looked on paper. So I called Ellen. She answered softly, and in her voice I heard something I had been too distracted to notice for years. Loneliness, not anger, not accusation, just quiet loneliness that had settled in like dust. It wasn't dramatic. It didn't demand attention. It was steady, patient, almost polite in the way it existed between her words. In that moment, I understood something I had refused to see. She was the point, not the promotion, not the recognition. She was the whole thing. She had always been the reason any of it mattered in the first place. Everything else was decoration, and decoration doesn't keep you warm at night. Titles don't hold your hand when the lights go out. Love doesn't survive on leftovers. Presence can't be postponed. Relationships don't freeze while you chase important things. They either grow with attention or shrink in its absence, even if no one says it out loud. Your children don't pause their childhood waiting for your calendar to clear. They grow, they adjust, they learn to clap for themselves when you're not in the audience, and they stop expecting you to be there. One day you wake up and call it drifting apart, but really it was built slowly, one justified absence at a time, one "I'll be there next time" too many. Distance doesn't arrive in a single argument. It settles in quietly until the space between you feels normal. 2 years ago, I buried Ellen. Cancer doesn't negotiate. It doesn't care about your unfinished plans or your retirement strategy. I sat beside her hospital bed in Des Moines, holding her hand, listening to machines I wish I could forget, and all I could think about were the nights I said, "Just give me 20 minutes." 20 minutes that turned into years of divided attention and half listening. The meetings I thought were urgent don't exist anymore. The numbers I stressed over are forgotten. But the memories of what I missed, those stay. And they don't fade as easily as you'd hope. At 72, I finally understand what truly matters. It isn't the house. It isn't the title. It isn't how impressive your resume looks when someone reads it out loud. It's who feels your presence when you're in the room. It's whether your child remembers you looking up when they walked into the room. It's whether your spouse felt chosen over your phone. It's whether your friends knew you'd show up when it counted, not just when it was convenient. We are excellent at performing connection. We sit at dinner scrolling and call it family time. We nod while someone talks and mentally draft emails about tomorrow's meeting. We convince ourselves we're multitasking and being efficient. What we're really doing is splitting ourselves into pieces and handing those pieces out to everything except the people in front of us. And when you live split long enough, you wake up feeling alone in a room that used to be full, wondering how it got so quiet. The house is quiet now, too quiet. I walk past framed photos of Christmas mornings and summer trips to Gulf Shores, where the kids ran through the sand like they had all the time in the world. I see smiles frozen in time and realize how fast those years actually moved. I just wish I had been more present inside those moments instead of thinking about what came next. The good part wasn't later, it was then. It was the messy kitchen. It was the loud arguments over nothing. It was the ordinary Tuesday nights that felt forgettable but weren't. You are not waiting for your life to begin. You are already in it, right now. This random, busy, imperfect chapter you're living will someday be the one you ache for when the house is finally still. The noise you complain about will become the silence you can't stand. The chaos will become the memory you wish you could step back into for just 5 minutes, just to hear the laughter one more time. I can't go back. That door is closed for me. But it isn't closed for you. If this feels uncomfortably close to home, don't scroll past it. Sit with it. Share it with someone who matters to you. And if you want more honest reminders like this, the kind that might help you notice what's important before it's gone, make sure you like and subscribe. Because time doesn't announce itself, it just keeps moving.